Hi guys, welcome to the ions and isotopes review video, as I promised that I would make for you guys. Really the big thing to remember with our ions is we have the same number of protons. The only difference that we're going to have is a difference in the number of electrons. Alright, ions are talking about the charge of an atom. So, is it positive? Is it negative? We don't know, based on the number of protons and electrons that we have. So let's just take oxygen. And from our previous videos, we will know that it has an atomic number of 8 and then 15.994 is its atomic mass. Really, the atomic mass we don't need to know for ions because we're not concerned with the number of neutrons. What we're concerned about is the atomic number, because that's going to give us the number of protons. And we're going to assume right now that the atom is neutral, so that will also give us the number of electrons. So with oxygen, it has an atomic number of 8, so it has 8 positive protons. And since the atom is neutral right now, it should also have 8 negative electrons. Now, an ion, again, is the same number of protons, different number of electrons. So what happens if we had 9 electrons instead of 8? Well, all that means is oxygen has picked up an extra electron, hasn't affected the mass because we don't count the electrons in the mass, but it has also now picked up a charge. If this is the case and we had 8 positive protons, the net charge would be 8 minus 9, which would be a negative 1. So we would say oxygen, and we put 1 first with the charge behind it, has a 1 minus charge. All that is telling us is that we've picked up that extra electron right there. What happens if, for whatever reason, not that oxygen likes to do this, well, let's say it loses 1. Now we have a net charge of 8 minus 7, which is a positive 1. That would look like a 1 positive charge for oxygen. Sorry about that. That would look like a 1 positive charge from there. So with ions, we have the same number of protons, different number of electrons, and really what it affects is our charges on our atoms, whether they're positive and negative. If we are getting more electrons, we are becoming more negative overall. If we have fewer electrons, we are actually becoming more positive overall. And that's where you're going to need to know later on down the road when we try to find out why oxygen really likes to bond with magnesium or maybe calcium, and it struggles to bond with something like maybe an aluminum or potassium, etc. from there. So there's our ions portion of the video. I'm going to go ahead and stop right there and just kind of let you guys take in again what we were talking about with ions, and we're going to kind of get ready to talk about the names of those ions. If we have an overall negative charge, net charge on our atom, we consider those anions. If we have an overall positive charge on an ion, we consider those cations. Those anions and cations are important because that's what we're going to use when we come to ionic bonding in the future. Alright, so that kind of wraps up just the ions portion. I'm going to stop that here. For those of you who just need a quick review of ions, that video is going to be available for you. In my next video, I'll do the isotopes and how we actually use the isotopes.